Hi, I'm Magician Mike Rose, and today at the library, instead of doing a magic show, we're actually going to be learning how to do a magic trick. That's right, I'm going to teach you how to do a card trick. So all you have to do is get yourself a deck of cards, and you'll be able to learn an amazing trick that you can fool your friends with. So that you can see the trick a little better, we're going to bring the camera down to the tabletop. Okay, here we are down on the table so we can show you an amazing card trick. Now, you've got your deck of cards. First, you have to have someone choose a card. Now, I don't have a person here to choose a card, so I'm just going to spread them out and pretend that I have a volunteer who randomly chooses a card. Now, I don't know what the card is when I'm performing the trick, but for now, since I'm teaching it to you, I'm going to look at it so we can all see what it is. In this case, it's the King of Clubs. Now, remember, when you perform the trick, the person who chooses the card does not let you, the magician, see what the card is. You have them memorize their card, in this case the King of Clubs, and just place it face down on top of the deck. Then, in order to lose the card in the deck, you're going to give the cards a cut. You just take about half the cards off the top, take the bottom half, put them on top. So now the King of Clubs, or the chosen card, is lost in the deck. And you don't know what the card is when you're performing it. And you tell them, you know what? I'm not going to find your card. It's going to find itself. All I have to do is snap my fingers and some magic will happen. That was not a very good snap. All right, if you're not very good at snapping your fingers like me, all you have to do is clap your hands. There we go. And the magic happens. Did you see any magic happen? Your audience will say, no, I didn't see anything happen. Well, you tell them something did happen. When I clapped my hands, a card turned face up in the deck. Watch, here we go. We'll spread them out and take a look. One card is face up, and only one. The 7 of Spades. Now your audience will be quick to tell you, that's not my chosen card, and they'll think you messed up. But you tell them, I didn't say I was going to make your card turn face up. I just said I would clap my hands and a card would turn face up. And this card will now tell us where your card is. It's a 7. So all I have to do is count 7 from the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th card, oh, it's a little message. It says, one more, please. Oh, what a polite thing for the cards to say. One more is, in fact, your card, the King of Clubs. And you just found the person's selected card. Now, the trick's over, but I did say that you're going to be able to do this yourself. So now I'm going to tell you the secret. The secret is very simple. What you do is you take a card, I like a 7, so you take a 7 and then some other card with some white space on it, and you write on it, one more please. Now if you don't want to ruin your deck of cards, you can take the Joker and write on it, because the Joker isn't used for most card games. But I just wrote on this one because it's got a lot of white space and it shows up well. So this is a secret preparation. You do this when nobody's around. So you take a 7, doesn't have to be the 7 of spades, just any 7, and then a card that you've written one more please onto. And then you have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. It's actually 7 cards when you add this one to the bottom. So now you've got the one more please card and 6 more. So for a total of 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you place the 7 of spades face up on top of those. So that's your setup. You've got the 7 of spades face up, 6 other cards, and then the one more please card. And these all go on the bottom of the deck with the 7 face up, but they all go on the bottom of the deck. So the bottom 8 cards are your special setup. The audience doesn't know about that. So then you put the cards in the card box and you're ready to show them a card trick. Now all you do is you have a person select a card. Now when you spread out the cards, you can spread most of them, but don't spread down into the bottom 8 because it would reveal the face-up card. So just spread a bunch of the top cards and have them choose one. Doesn't matter what card they choose. In this case, it's the 2 of clubs. But when they're looking at their card, you assemble the deck back together in the exact same order so that your special setup with the face-up card is still on the bottom. And you place the cards on the table. Now they've memorized their card, and you ask them to place it face down on top of the deck. Now you say, I'm going to cut the deck to lose your card into the deck. And when you cut about half the cards and put them on the table, grab the bottom half, look what happens. Your bottom setup, those cards that you have set up on the bottom with the face-up 7, go right on top of the chosen card, which in this case is the 2 of clubs. And that's it. The trick is basically over. The rest is all works itself. So you make some magical gesture. You can wiggle your fingers, clap your hands, snap your fingers, whatever you like. Wave a pair of dirty socks over the deck. Okay, I don't recommend that, but whatever magical thing you want to do, you could tap it with a magic wand. And you say, I'm going to cause one card to magically turn face up. Now when you say that, the audience assumes you mean their card. And when you spread out the deck, they'll see a card face up, which in itself is kind of amazing. But then it will occur to them, hey, I didn't choose the 7 of spades. And all you do is say, well, I didn't say that your card would turn face up. I just said a card would turn face up. And there it is. And this card is going to help us locate your card. All we have to do is, since that's a 7, count 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you turn it over, the people are anticipating, oh, this is going to be the chosen card. And then it's like, oh, one more, please. So it's just a funny little interlude to put in the middle of the trick. You say, oh, one more, please. Let's take out one more. And what was your card? The 2 of clubs. And that's exactly the card that we have here. And that's all there is to it. Now, I will give you a little bit of a extra bit, what I like to call extra for experts. If you want to do the trick and make it a little bit more deceptive, you do the setup exactly the same. You have a 7 face up, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and then the one more please card. You have those on the bottom of the deck. And you do the trick exactly like I taught you, where you have one card chosen, and you set the deck on the table. In this case, it's the Ace of Hearts. You have them put it on top. And so far, everything's exactly the same. You say, I'm going to cut the deck to lose your card in the deck. Now, here's the extra part. If you want to, you can make it look like you're mixing up the cards even more. This makes it a little bit more deceptive. Instead of giving the deck just one cut, you give it 3 cuts. So we already gave it 1, then you cut it once more, and then once more. So by cutting the deck 3 times, it looks like you've really mixed up the cards. But the trick will work exactly the same. When you spread it out, there'll be the 7 face up. You count over 7 cards, and the trick ends as before. Now, the reason I call this extra for experts is because you have to be very careful when you're cutting the deck more than once, that you don't accidentally cut where the face up card is. So what you want to practice is, let's say they chose the Ace of Hearts. You turn it face down, of course. Cut the deck. And what you want to practice now is cutting it a little bit above the center. So you cut it, see, it's a little bit more than half. And that would be cut number 2. And you cut a little bit closer to the center for cut number 3. And this makes the trick work the way it's supposed to. That way, by cutting a little bit above center for the second cut, you don't accidentally cut at the 7. And when you cut right at the center, it puts your setup cards in the middle of the deck again. So this you don't have to do, but that's why I call it it's extra for experts. If you want to make the trick a little bit fancier, you can do it with 3 cuts. So that's about it. Let's go back up here. Now the key when you're learning a magic trick is to practice. You want to practice it a few times so that you get comfortable performing it before you try to perform it for an audience. So you practice a little bit, you'll find that it's very easy to do once you practice a little bit, and you'll get so good at it that people will want to see one more, please. So tune in next time when we're going to teach you another trick so that you'll be able to perform one more after you've done this one. But that's all for now. I've been Mike Rose. Thanks a lot for watching. Now go get your deck of cards and practice. See you next time.